Shri Gurubhyo Namah Hari Om. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Vaiyakarana Siddhanta Kaumudi. This is the next text we are going to see. First Mangalacharanam. I'll chant, repeat it again after me. Munitrayam namaskritya taduktih paribhavya cha Vaiyakarana Siddhanta Kaumudiyam virachyate. Munitrayam namaskritya taduktih paribhavya cha Vaiyakarana Siddhanta Kaumudiyam virachyate. So, it's a very beautiful text. This is a long pending work. People were requesting for this text for a long time, and I've been postponing it for quite some time. So I said finally, okay, let us do this text. I started it in between, and we did till Sanya Prakarana, and then we stopped it. We had to stop it, and I had to shift from north to south and all that. So now we are doing it again. So this time we will complete it. It will take quite some time. This is not going to be over in 6-8 months or so. It will be. It's a big project actually. Okay. Vaiyakarana Siddhanta Kaumudi. So before that, I will have to say a few words regarding this. One is, for people who are new, I'm not going to repeat this again and again in every class like the other people who post their videos say. There may be some people who are not accustomed to these things. So for them, I am saying this. There is a subscribe button there, and there is a bell icon under the video. So try to press that subscribe button and then that bell icon, and then it's going to ask some questions. Then for all videos or something, you have to just say. So what happens is you will get notification whenever I'm going to upload a video or I'm going to go live on a video. Okay, that is only for that sake. Otherwise, whether you subscribe it or not, if you are going to follow it without even subscribing, doesn't really matter. I don't care about those things. So, Vaiyakarana Siddhanta. This is one thing. Second thing is, this is happening quite often, so I have to say this. I don't share my cell number. I do have a phone, but I don't share my cell number. So please don't ask me for my number, because people ask again and again. I don't want. I don't share it. I don't want. If you have a doubt, you can write it under the comment, or you can email me. There is email address, everything I have given in many places. And even in the, if you go proper in the about section, you will be able to find, or in the website shastranetralaya.org, you can find. So you can email me. Okay, that is another thing. And this is free of cost. There is no charge. I don't believe in selling shastras. whether it be the CDs which we produced or the books which we are printing or these videos and audio lectures which are there here and in this YouTube and in the website. And that is exactly why I have not monetized it. Okay, so that is another thing. And another important point which I remembered at the end of the Tamil class is this class, though was announced, it will start from today. It is not going to be daily. It's on alternative days. Today we are doing Vyakarana Siddhanta Kaunti, Vyakarana Siddhanta Kaunti, let's call it VSK. Tomorrow, as usual, we are already doing Gudartha Deepika, Gita Gudartha Deepika. So we will do that. And the day after tomorrow, again, VSK, Vyakarana Siddhanta Kaunti. Okay. So that is how we are going to do. And if there is a, see, and I follow this Anadhyanas, this these days where we don't teach Shastra. Ashtami, full moon day and new moon day, Amavasya and Purnima. Okay. Then the day before and the day after full moon day and new moon day, which is Chaturdashi and Pratipada. These 4 days. 8th day Ashtami, Amavasya Purnima, and then Chaturdashi Pratipada. These 4 days we don't do the class. So if there was a English, there was a Gudartha Deepika class on 13th day, then on the second day after the holidays, 14, 15, 1. Okay. On the second day, Dvitiya, we are going to do Vaiyakarana Siddhanta Kaumudi in that order. Okay. So that is that. So we have this Munitrayam Namaskritya Tadukti Paribhavyacha Vaiyakarana Siddhanta Kaumudiyam Virachyate. It's a beautiful text written by Bhattoji Dikshita. Was a great Vidwan par excellence. He has written other texts too. Not many of those texts got this kind of limelight which Vaiyakarana Siddhanti Kaumudi enjoys. No. And this is not the first book to give a new perspective to Ashtadhyayi. See, the whole book is compilation of smaller books. Like Panchadashi, the Vedanta text, we say 15 chapters. Each chapter is a book in itself. Similarly, each chapter here is a book in itself. So it's compiled of some number of chapters. Prakarana, we call it. Okay. So there were attempts to, this is not an abridged version. This is a modified version of Ashtadhyayi. Ashtadhyayi by Panini. Panini Maharaj has written this text called Ashtadhyayi, which has 8 chapters, 4015 sutras. Okay, 14, 16, 4015 sutras. That is what the number is. So, out of this 4000 sutras, they are spread in eight chapters. Each chapter has 4 padas, quarters. Okay, each chapter has 4 quarters. Under each quarter, there are sutras. Okay, these 4000 sutras are not equally distributed in each of these chapters. They are, it's not 125 each. No, some may have a less number of sutras, some may have more number of sutras. According to the need and necessity, he has written those sutras. And as I said, this is not the first attempt to reorganize it. See, these sutras are basically based on this text called, this 14 sutras, small sutras called Maheshwara Sutras. Okay, and it is a kind of beautiful programming system. So They call it they call object oriented programming, etc. Similarly, this is a very beautiful way of presenting the whole thing. But the problem is everything is scattered in different places. So only when you remember all the sutras, all the 4,000 sutras, there are people who memorize all the 4,000 sutras and study Sanskrit. There are people even now, but that is young age. At this age, even at the age when I went, I was 25. I was too old for this actually. But still, I tried to memorize it, and I was able to memorize around 4 chapters, 3.5 chapters. I memorized. Then I said, okay, I don't want to do this, continue with this. The problem is, you may be able to memorize even at this age, but the problem is if you are not going to repeat it, see it again, refer to things again, you are going to forget it. There are many things. We won't forget ABCD, but while learning typewriting, we would have learnt ABCD in reverse way. Do we remember that? I don't remember it. So that is that. If you don't repeat it, if you don't revise it, you will forget it. Definite. I forgot 3.5 chapters. I say it is just to boast. That's all. Nothing. There is nothing. I don't remember even the first few sutras. Maybe first few sutras. That's all. So I don't vote for this memorizing thing because at this age it is very difficult for us. But if we are able to understand it, that is enough. We should understand that is enough. Then we know where to go. If we are stuck in some situation, we know where to go to find which sutra for the solution. That is what is all. That is what is needed here. Okay, so this Munitrayam Namaskritya, this is the only Mangalacharana. Mangalacharana. What is Mangalacharana? Why Mangalacharana, etc. will be very beautifully described in your commentary called Bala Manorama. We are going to see this along with the commentary called Bala Manorama. Okay. So Mangam Lati iti Mangalam. Mangam means auspiciousness, that which brings Lati, that which brings auspiciousness, goodness is a Mangalam. So this the tradition of writing a Mangalacharana at the beginning of all the endeavors, writing or chanting Mangala at the beginning of all the endeavors. Now, especially in South India, when they do some program and all, when they ask someone to sing Mangalam, that means they want you to conclude it. Okay, do Mangala, 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 Mangalam. If you say, then you have to conclude it. So concluding is the only place where they remember Mangala. But in the beginning, at the end, not just at the beginning and the end, in the middle also you can do Mangalacharana. So that is written in Mahabhashya, a Kalpanik Shruti, invented Shruti. Invented Shruti means probably it was there and we lost that Shruti, that Vedic part. So Mahabhashyakara brings that portion. Those very words will be seen here. And there is another commentary on this. Okay, there is another commentary called Tattva Bodhini. It's a very interesting commentary. But even this Bala Manorama is going to take us a lot of time. It's not going to be over so soon. 6 months, 8 months, no. It will be more than that. So, starting Tattvabodhani, including Tattvabodhani also with this will be very difficult. And what we need to understand the sutras and the commentary is Very beautifully done in Bala the commentary which we are going to see. Every word of it we are going to see. This is done very beautifully there. Tattvabodhini is more of a inquiry or debate into why this is not necessary, that kind of okay, useless for us to understand this purport of the sutras and the commentary. So we will skip that. Now, Tattvabodhini is written by a very beautiful, great Acharya, Jnanendra Saraswati. He was residing in Kashi. They even during my days, every time we start this Vaiyakarana Siddhanta Kaumudi, people in North they never forget to retell this story. This is the story. So he was invited, Nimantrana. They gave a Nimantrana to this Acharya of Tattvabodhini. After they saw this Tattvabodhini, the Pandits of Kashi, they invited him. Nimantrana. Nimantrana we know. Vidhi Nimantrana, Amantrana, Adishta Samprashna Prathneshu Ling. In that Ling Sutra, we saw this Nimantrana. He is invited. They gave him feast and all that, and they started beating him after feast. Probably. Probably. Is it? You have condemned everything, every small thing which we have been teaching. So you have to either destroy this book or rewrite it. Otherwise, we are not going to live. He promised to rewrite it. And wherever there is a controversial idea of his, he is going to present there. He will say iti dik. Iti dik, not dik. Dik means to fight upon. Chi, what stupid. That is dik. Dik is the direction. In this direction, you have to think. So if we study that, and if he says in this direction we have to think, we have to know that road in which we have to travel. We don't know those sutras, 4,000 sutras. Who remembers it? Okay. So, as I said, there were attempts to reorganize this text chapter wise, topic wise. Abridged version of this Vaiyakarana Siddhanti is Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi. An abridged version of Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi is our Adi Laghu. Okay. So, important thing is if you are interested in continuing studying this Vaiyakarana Siddhanta Kaumudi, do visit the Sanskrit Prayoga playlist, Adi Laghu, latest lectures which we have given on Adi Laghu, and try to learn the pronunciation for each of these characters. When I say it should be it should not be When I say E, it should be E, it should not be E, etc. So, a place of pronunciation is very important, and when you have to use Mahaprana, where we have to use Alpa Prana, that is also important. When I say Dik and when I say Dik, there is difference between Dik and Dik. Dik uses Alpa Prana, Dik uses Mahaprana. Okay, so you have to pronounce these Alpa Pranas and Mahapranas properly for the codes which are designed using the Maheshwara Sutras. To understand that, you have to pronounce properly Maheshwara Sutra. For pronouncing Maheshwara Sutras, you have to be able to chant each of these characters properly. When you say ga, it should be ga, it should not be ka, ka, ka. It should be different from each other. Ka should be different from ka. Ka, ka, ga, ga. No. Ka, ka, ga, ga. It should be proper. Okay. So, Munitrayam Namaskritya, I am just going to give you a general idea of this Mangalacharana, because each of these words are going to be thoroughly, properly investigated in the country, Bala Manorama. Okay. Munitrayam namaskritya. Munitrayam, three saints. Like in the singing, Carnatic singing, when they do these programs, you can see three photos. They have Tyagaraja, etc. Three great saints whom they worship as the Trinity of music. Okay, Munitrayam. There. And when you say Munitrayam generally in the public, then it means the Trinity of Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. And Trinity, when you say in another place, it's different. We know that. Okay. The Trinity here is the Sutrakara, Panini, Vartikakara, Katyayana, Vararuchi or Katyayana. Then Mahabhashyakara. Bhashyakara is Mahabhashyakara, Patanjali. These three people are referred to as Munitraya. Okay, Munitrayam Namaskritya. Again, there is a grammatical error here. Munitrayam Namaskritya. Namaha, when you say, we know Namaswaha, Swasti, Swadha, Alam, Vashat, Yoga, Cha. We have seen the sutra in Adi Lagu too. Whenever you use Namaha, then the word associated with Namaha, salutation, should always be in fourth case, fourth declension. Ramaya Namaha, Shivaya Namaha, for masculine gender. Shivayai Namaha for feminine gender. Okay, so we know this. But here he starts with Munitrayam. This is second case. Munitrayam Namaskritya. That's a grammatical error. See, he is writing a book on grammar and he is making such a grammatical error. Silly grammatical error. Even we know. But there is a reason for this. Okay, that will be discussed in very beautiful detail in the commentary. Tat ukti paribhavya cha. Tat ukti, their sayings. Paribhavya cha. Paritaha bhavya. Paritaha bhavya means completely analyzing. After analyzing it completely, after saluting the three saints and after completely analyzing their sayings, Vaiyakarana Siddhanta Kaumudi. Vaiyakarana Siddhanta Kaumudi, name of the text. Iyam Virachyate. This text, Vaiyakarana Siddhanta Kaumudi Virachyate, is done by me. Maya Virachyate. There is no Karta also here. Maya Virachyate. It's written by me. So, wait. What are we writing? This book. Which book? The book which you have in your hand. But the problem is, the book you have in your hand is after writing. But I have not even written the first sutra here. He says Iyam, this. How can he refer to a book which is non-existent as this? Another error. See, he's making such a grave mistake here. And there is no karta here. There is no need for karta. You can do adhyara of karta, you can say at least. You can carry forward the karta. There is no problem. But these are two errors. There is no error even here. Thing is, EM, when you say this, this refers to something which is close by. We don't have a physical copy of the book, but he has it in his memory. Any creator will know what he is going to create completely from the beginning till the end. It will all be there in his head. So he sees in his head, he says, this, not this, this book which is going to come out now, this is being written. Okay, Munitrayam Namaskritya. So this is the Mangalacharana which we are going to chant every day. Other than this, there are three other Mangalacharanas in some other books, some other versions of this Siddhanta Kaumudi. Yenakshara samamnayam adhigamya maheshwarat kritsnam vyakaranam proktam tasmai paninaye namaha. Tasmai paninaye namaha. Namaha paninaye. Tasmai, to that Panini, my salutations. What kind of Panini? Yena, by whom? Kristam. Akshara samamnayam. Akshara samamnaya. Samamnayam. Samamnaya means Veda. Okay. Adhigamya Maheshwarat, by knowing the Vedas from the Maheshwara, by whom this is written. But wait, why has he to listen Vedas from the Maheshwara? Wait. So the 14 sutras we call as Maheshwarani Sutrani. That is equated, that is given a position of Veda. How? How can that be given the position of Veda? Because Vedas, tasya nishpasitam Veda, Drig Veda, etc. There is a statement in the Upanishads, in the Vedic Vedas, that these Vedas came as his breath. Veda, etc. came as his outgoing breath, exhaling. So, and here he has come. He has made some movements to create this sound. So, knowing it from samam naya am nayasya kriyarthatvadanat sakyam atadarthanam. Jaimini in his sutra very clearly says am nayasya kriyarthatvat. Am naya means Veda. Okay. So, samam naya, this Vedas, by knowing it from Maheshwara, by whom Kritsnam Vyakaranam Proktam, the complete Vyakarana grammar is said. To him, to that Panini, my namaskaras, my salutations. Okay. Now, this Maheshwara Sutras are not basically sutras which are said, or the sounds are created for the sake of a Sanskrit grammar per se. No. They were done for a different reason. Nanada Dhakkam Navapanchavaram, 14 times he played his drum, hand drum. Shiva, Nataraja Rajaha. For what? Uddhartu Kamaya Sanakadi Siddhan. For uplifting the Sanaka, etc. Siddhas. Great people like Sanaka, etc. The great saints like Sanaka, etc. For uplifting them, he made this sound. It is not made for the sake of Panini for him to write a book on Sanskrit. No. Shivasutra Jala is specifically for these Sanakas, etc. First, we have to understand the story behind it. See, Panini Maharaj is not all that intelligent as we see today. History changes. You have to understand that. So, Panini Maharaj was an idiot. A perfect example for the term idiot. What? Panini Maharaj? Not now, before. While he was studying under his guru, along with Katyayana Vararuchi, the other person we salute here among the three, Katyayana was a very brilliant student, and he used to mock and ridicule Panini because Panini was stupid. He is a dullard. Though it is not right for a disciple, for a student, to mock and badmouth his co-student, Sahapati, the person who is studying along with him. It's not right. But what to do? People have their mind, and mind is filled with dirt. So he played this funny game. So Panini Maharaj was so fed up, he decided to give it all up, and he came to this place called Sapta Sarovar in Haridwar, just Opposite Harki Podi, the place where Bhuma Niketan, etc. ashrams are there. In that area, that's called Sapta Sarovar. So he came to this place called Sapta Sarovar, and he meditated on Shiva along with these Sanaka, etc. Siddhas. They are all meditating there. So he also stayed along with them, and he was also meditating on Ishvara. Har ki Pari, Har Dwar. It is the gate for Har Shiva, not Haridwar. Har Dwar. Okay. So funny thing is, I was in Rishikesh for 25 years. 25 kilometers from my place is Hardwar. Hardwar. Okay. The gate or the entrance to Shiva. Now I am in Tirthamalai, and 25, 20, 15, 20, 15 kilometers, around 15 kilometers from here is called a place called Harur. Harur. Ur in Tamil means a city. City of Har. Okay. After entering the gate, I am in the in the city of Har Shiva. Okay. So Shiva appeared in front of them, and he started playing his drum. And after hearing the sound of drum, they became uplifted, they became released, let us say. And as far as this Panini is concerned, he got these quotes from that. See, you may say something, but not all people understand what you say. They interpret it according to their own mental modification. So Panini is totally confused. He is a person who is totally confused. He is a person who is totally troubled because of his Gurubai's ill treatment. So he wanted to show his own upmanship. So he saw Sanskrit sutras there. There are other examples. I can take my own example. You can see other example like there was a person called Kashikananda. There was a person. There was a Swami called Kashikananda, a very great Mahatma, a great learned person. So he was like this. He was studying in Kashi, not this Kashikananda who is the author of Kashika, etc. No, probably Kashika is like Kashikananda something. I don't know. So this Kashikananda is a person who lived recently. Okay, so he was there in Kashi. He was not able to study Sanskrit. So people, teachers, they said you are not fit for studying these things. So dejected, he came to this place in Karnataka called Mukhambika. There is a temple called Mukhambika deity. So he came there, and then he stayed where one sadhu gave him some mantra, and he chanted it, and he became equipped for studying. Let us put it like that. Then he came back to Kashi. He studied in Kashi. In the ashrams, if you want to stay, you have to give exams. That has become a compulsory thing nowadays. So he studied there. He gave exams also. For the Acharya exams, there is Shastri, BA, bachelor's degree, and Acharya, master's degree. For the master's degree, they have they have papers on Advaita Siddhi, Khandana Khanda, etc. And he failed miserably. His teachers can't believe it. So they said, okay, I want to see the paper. They saw the paper. He has answered each and every question in poetry. And the fellow who corrected it in Sanskrit poetry, and that too in Arya Chandas. The fellow who corrected it didn't understand, so he failed. Then he got a gold medal, of course. So, so what do we understand? Ishvara anugrahat eva pumsam advaita vasana, like that. There is a statement in Vega Chudamani. So, by the grace of Ishvara only, by the grace of Ishvara, we can gain anything. Then why do we have to study this text? We'll do japa, puja, etc. That is not for everyone. We have to understand that. If we gain the grace while studying, enough, okay, fine. Or if we gain the grace of these people, it is okay. But we should not equate us with those great people. Why? I gave an example in Tamil also. They say that the snakes which have triangle head are the poisonous snakes. It should have a triangle head. If it doesn't have a triangular head, it is not poisonous. We have snakes here in this is a forest. In Tirthamali, this is a forest. So we have snakes. So if a snake crosses, should I say, oh, is this head triangle? Oh, then it's poisonous. Oh, this is not triangular head snake. This is not poisonous. I cannot play this game. I should treat each and every snake as a poisonous snake and avoid it. So, this is the situation here. We should not treat ourselves to be the Siddhas, equate ourselves to the Siddhas. So, Kritshnam Vyakaranam Proktam Tasmai Paniniye Namah. To that, Panini, my salutation. Again, Tasmai Paniniye Namah, he is writing another shloka. Yena dhota girah pumsam vimalai shabdavarivihi tamaschagnanajam bhinnam tasmai panineye namaha. Yena dhautaha girah pumsam. Dhauta means whitened, purified, cleansed. Cleansed what? Giraha, the speech. Pumsam, for the beings, for the people. Bimalaihi shabdavarihi, through. Bimala means pure. Shabda means sound. Bari means water. Through the pure water of sound. Sutras. By whom the speech of people is cleansed by beautiful. Because the error in grammar is cleansed by the sutras. Okay, by applying the sutras, by applying the grammatical rules. Tamascha jnana jambhinnam bhidulru chedani. It is destroyed also. What? Tamascha, the darkness, the ignorance, gained by ajnana. Ajnana is again ignorance. The veiling, the darkness gained by the ignorance, that also is destroyed. To that Panini, my namaskaras. But here we have to understand, he is right. He is talking about Panini, not Patanjali. With respect to Patanjali, there is another similar shloka which says, the one who purified this organ of speech, the one who purified the mind, and the one who purified the body. Because Patanjali wrote text commentary on Sanskrit. Then he has written on the health, Charaka Samhita. Okay, so your physical problems, whatever it may be, can be cured. Then we have this text, Yoga Sutra. So all the three are taken care of. So here we are talking about Panini, not Patanjali. Okay, that is Patanjali. This is Panini. So in this next page, it is said, when he is talking about Kaumudi, what is Kaumudi? There he says, Grantha Rupa Vakyavalihi Ajnanatmakam Tamo Nirasyati. So here he is talking about the ignorance of language. So that is negated by this beautiful text. Okay. Vakyakaram Vararchim Bhashakaram Patanjalim Paninim Sutrakaram cha Pranatospi Munitrayam Vakyakaram Vararuchim. Vakyakara. Vakyakara or Vartikakara. So Vakyakaram Vararuchim Vartika we call it. Vararuchis. Katyayanas Tippani erratica kind of, okay, error corrections. So that is Vartikas. Bhashyakaram Patanjali, Bhashya, a detailed commentary by Patanjali. Panini Sutrakarancha, and Panini the Sutrakara, the one who has written these aphorisms, these sutras. Pranatosmi Munitrayam, I salute these three munis, these three saints. That is what he did in the beginning also. Now here we have to understand. See, as I told you, Katayana Vartikara was a very intelligent student among the other students. And he probably had idea of writing a grammar text himself. But because of the grace of Shiva, Panini wrote a sutra. Panini wrote the sutras. It is not that he is the first to invent this idea of writing sutras and grammar. No. There are other grammar text before Panini. But Panini's grammar was so easy and beautiful, it just superseded all the other texts. And this Vararuchi had already troubles with Panini. So when he saw Panini writing sutras, 4,000 beautiful sutras which encapsulated the rules of Sanskrit, he could not digest. So he saw, okay, he read it again and again and saw, okay, now I say this is not a proper text. Why? There are errors here. So he started writing, pointing out to the errors in the sutras. Iti vachim. He should have said this. This is how it should be. Like that, he started pointing out to the errors. Erratica. Okay. So they were, see, there are 4,000 sutras and the error corrections 6,000 in number. So totally you have 1,000 sutras basically. Along with the error correction, you have 1,000 sutras. But what happened is Patanjali Maharaj, who came later, he said, not all these errors which you have pointed out are right. So some of them he negated. How many of them? 4,000 of them. So 4,000 sutras plus 2,000, around 2,000 error corrections, Vartikas. So we have 6,000 sutras basically. Okay. So why should I accept Katyayana or Patanjali? Panini has said things, so let me accept only Panini. Enough for me. You cannot say that. Because there is a statement accepted in Sanskrit, Uttrotra Muninam Pramanam. Uttrotra Muninam Pramanam. The people who, the Munis, the saints who have come later are the validity. Now that does not mean I am later than him. So I am more valid than the other fellows. I cannot claim that. Because we have given this status of Muni to these three people with respect to Sanskrit and the other commentators maybe, but these are the important people. So more than Panini, we should have to give respect to Vartikara in the sense his commentary, his error corrections, and more than that, we have to give importance to Patanjali Maharaj for his commentary, where he has given directions of which is right and which is not right, and how you have to understand things, etc. Okay, so that is what the idea is. So, as I said, we have this Anubandha Chatushtaya in the Mangalacharana. That is how a Mangalacharana is done. Anubandha Chatushtaya means the four pillars on which this whole text is going to stand. First is a Vishaya. What is the subject matter, topic? Then Adhikari, who is the one who is eligible for that. Then Prayojanam, what is the result you are going to gain by studying this text. Then Sambandha, what is the relationship? Okay, these four things should be said here. So Vishaya is a Vyakarana Siddhanta Kaumudi. Vishaya is the subject matter is Vyakarana Siddhanta Kaumudi. This is text. This is text on grammar. Prayojana is the knowledge of grammar. Adhikari, a person who is eligible, who is a person who seeks to know the grammar, who wants to know the grammar. He is the Tajignasu. He is the eligible person. He is the Adhikari here. And what is the Sambandha? The Sambandha you have to understand. The relationship is a triangle kind of. It's not a love triangle, it is a relationship triangle. Relationship with me and the book, relationship with the book and the subject matter, relationship with the subject matter to me. You understand? My relationship to the subject matter and the book, and the book and the subject matter relationship. This is the triangle. So we call what we any one is enough. Pratipadya Pratipadaka Sambandha. Pratipadya Pratipadaka Bhava Sambandha, we call it. Pratipadya Pratipadaka Bhava. This is something which has to be established, and this is the mode of establishment. That is the relationship. And other than this, yes. So this is the idea of Mangala Charana, Mangalam Nati. So each word will be very clearly, beautifully explained in the Bala Manara Matika. We will see, take this slowly. Okay. So my Tamil class will start at 3 o'clock, 3 to 3:50, 40, something like that. Then immediately after that, the English class will start. That is how I've been doing it, and that is how I'm. It's not at 4 o'clock I will start Tamil English class. No, after Tamil class, a little later than that, it will be English class. Okay, after the end of Tamil class. Okay. Alparambham Kshemakaram. Shubhakaram, they call it. So, less beginning is good. So, we have begun. We'll see it day after tomorrow. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.